everybody, and welcome to Innovation Corner. I'm really excited about today because we're going to talk about an Alzheimer's project that DTU Photonics is doing with UC Berkeley. And basically they're developing a new light source that can help combat Alzheimer's. So we're going to talk a bit about that, and I know you guys have been asking about it on Facebook. So I've invited two people from the project. So I'd like to introduce Jes Boring, who's an amazing entrepreneur and professor.
Thank you.
And he's the head of innovation at DTU Photonics and the man behind many of our startups, including Bifrost Communications, who was actually here in the studio a few times ago. And he's also heading Open Entrepreneurship, who's basically building a bridge between industry and academia to sort of pave the way and make a good environment for startups and innovation. Yeah, so I'm really happy to have you here.
Thank you, Mette.
Thank you, and I'm really happy to have you here as well. Marcus, he's a master student who's working on the technical part of the project. So a lot of your stuff is confidential.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy you could take the time to just come by and talk about your project.
No problem.
So maybe you can just start by explaining Alzheimer's for us, like what happens in the brain that we can fix with light.
In the brain, you have a lot of different neurons. The neurons, they communicate with each other with different frequencies. So you can say you have a lot of oscillating electronic waves in your brain. Different type of frequencies of these waves accounts for different things. And what is shown and what we are working on is a specific kind of, you can say, brain oscillation, which is around 40 hertz, and is called the gamma oscillation. It is shown that if you can induce gamma oscillations, if you can train gamma waves in your brain, and let them be there for, let's say, an hour a day over 3 weeks, then you can actually reduce the amount of brain trash, which is a protein in your brain, which is the main contributor, or what people think is the main contributor, are quite sure that it is, to Alzheimer's disease. So let's say we can remove this brain trash or plaque. What is shown is that you can reduce it by up to 52% after 1 hour stimuli for 3 weeks.
In mice.
In mice, of course, in mice. This is shown in mice, and we really hope, we cross fingers, that we can take these results and go into human studies and hopefully help people with Alzheimer's and their relatives, of course. So in relation to the technology, what is shown is that you can use flickering light to induce these oscillations. And the original study comes from MIT, which is published in Nature last Christmas, so under a year ago. And they show these stunning results in mice. And they do it with a flickering 40 hertz lamp. The problem is so that 40 hertz flickering light is quite annoying to look at, especially if it's high intensity. So we are looking into a way we can make a light source that is enjoyable to look at and have the same effects. So and that we have been working on the last 3-4 months.
Okay, that's amazing. And how far along are you?
So we are that far that we have proof of concept, and we are building 8 prototypes now. And we are shipping them. I'm taking them to Berkeley next Saturday in order to do some initial testing on mice there, especially to try to reproduce some of the results so we can generate evidence and get more indications on how and if we will go and approach humans.
And what's the Berkeley's role in this?
Yeah, so we're happy to work with Berkeley, some of the leading neuroscientists at Berkeley University. We have a PhD student and a professor on their side, and they're bringing the knowledge about the brain, how it works. They also have the mice experiments. And we're bringing the knowledge of technology. And you can say together we build a team that also should handle the spin-out entrepreneurial. So I spent a semester at Berkeley, and it was just fascinating seeing how we could use each other across there. And we're bringing people. Marcus is going to Berkeley next week. We've just had visits for a month of the PhD student from the Berkeley side. She's coming over here again in November. And we're also building, you could say, the competences around the core team, advisory boards, medical doctors, business investors, people from some pharmaceutical industry, putting them, you can say, to have also a broader range of people to advise us going through the next half year, where we'll have some really exciting clinical tests coming out. Yeah.
I'd like to think that with startups, you can really do something to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure a lot of our students have entrepreneur dreams, and maybe they want to do just that. I mean, change the world, make it better. And what could their starting point be? They have these dreams.
Yeah, so one of the, you could say, the benefits of being at the Technical University is that we have great technology. We also have great students. And what we're starting to have now is also people that have been successful in the startup community or have industry insights, that they're willing to come back, actually give a good advice, or sometimes actually be activated to start working on a case. So, Open Entrepreneurship, which is the new program, I'm heading a Danish initiative. There we're mixing, you can say, the old or the experience with the young and the drive, and that combination is really fantastic. So in our case, the Alzheimer case, we have people from the pharmaceutical industry and medtech industry that initially just saying, well, I'd like to give back and give advice. Now they're so hooked on the idea that they're considering investing in the startup case, becoming part of the board of the company, or maybe even jumping in and having a role in the daily management of the company. So for students who have entrepreneurial thoughts, come to me or some of my colleagues in Open Entrepreneurship. Let's discuss the cases, and often we can find then this match to people that have tried the route before, maybe have some business intelligence insight and say where the ideas could work out, often actually also end up in investing. So it's really a strong combination, coupling that marketing, sales, management skills to the young entrepreneurs.
I think that's amazing. Mm-hmm. So you guys, there's plenty of opportunities. You just have to grab them and do your thing. So thanks so much for coming.
Thank you, Mette.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we look forward to see where your project's going to go.
Thank you, Mette.
Thank you.